I just finished one of the most amazing experiences of my life, climbing Mount Kilimanjaro in less than 70 hours. From the beautiful wild forests of Tanzania to the highest peak in Africa, here's how the adventure went.
Last August 8th, I started to climb Mount Kilimanjaro through the Umbwe route, the most challenging route on the road to the summit. It was the most scenic, non-technical route up the mountain, yet few people dare to take it. The route is quite taxing due to the fast ascension to high altitude. It does not provide the necessary stages for acclimatization. And since the chances of success are very low on this route, traffic is also very low. Good level of fitness is absolutely mandatory to successfully cover the 53 kilometers or 32 miles of trekking that are required to reach Uru Peak, the summit of the mountain. Most trekkers complete it in 5 days. We did it in 70 hours. Day 1, from Umbwe Gate to Umbwe Camp. The first few kilometers up the mountain run through coffee and banana plantations. At some point the trail ascends sharply on a foresty track which winds up the dense rainforest. The path narrowed and steepened as we climbed the ridge between two rivers surrounded by huge trees.
I think we are close. We are close to the camp.
How close?
Less than an hour from here, we'll be there.
Less, half an hour.
Less than an hour.
For Hakuna Matata.
I guess.
Finally, the Umbwe camp appeared perched between trees and thick undergrowth. Day 2, from Umbwe camp to Barranco camp. The second day of the trek followed rockier terrain with sparse undergrowth and straggly moss-covered trees. As we gained elevation, glimpses of Kilimanjaro could be seen. The path eventually flattened as we traversed a strange but beautiful senecio forest and reached Barranco camp.
Important moment, because we are about to see the snowy summit of Kilimanjaro. There it is. That's the Kilimanjaro we're gonna be climbing in the next couple days. This is the last stage of the forest. We are above the clouds. We just surpassed the cloud level and we are about to enter the desert. And there it goes. Mount Kilimanjaro.
At Barranco camp, at 4,000 meters or 13,000 feet high, I started noticing the effect of altitudes. I got a persistent headache that wouldn't go away until after I had summited.
Did it!
Day 3, from Barranco camp to Barafo camp via Karanga camp. On the third day, the first thing we did was climbing the non-technical but steep and dangerous 1,000 feet cliff that took us out of the Barranco Valley. Then we crossed a series of hills and valleys until we descended sharply into Karanga Valley. One more steep climb led us to the camp before 9 a.m. Instead of spending the night in Karanga to acclimatize, we continue until the next camp, located at an altitude of 4,700 meters. This camp, Barafu, marked the end of the southern circuit, which had offered views of the summit from many different angles. At this point, the two peaks of Mawenzi and Kibo were viewable from our tent. Day 4, from Barafu camp to the summit via Stella Point and the Kilimanjaro crater. Very early in the morning on day 4, around 4 a.m, we began our push to the summit. It was the most mentally and physically challenging part of the trek. The wind and cold at this elevation made it very difficult. We ascended in the darkness for several hours until we were able to contemplate one of the most beautiful dawns I had seen in my life.
6 a.m. It's dawn. Mount Kilimanjaro is up there, 1 hour and a half away from Stella Point, 7,500 meters. We're having a great pace. See you at the summit. We are close to Stella Point, 5,700. This is the Mawenzi Peak, Kilimanjaro, and the Sea of Clouds. Rafiki?
Then at 9:30 a.m. on Thursday 11th, we arrive at Uhuru Peak, the highest point of Mount Kilimanjaro and the continent of Africa.
Nzuri sana wageni, mwakaribishwa Kilimanjaro, hakuna matata.
Thank you very much.